Over the years, Sarah Silverman has worn many different masks. Her comedy and public face has always come across as very pre-planned, staged, or downright fake, conforming to whatever is hip with Hollywood at the time. Although, throughout Silverman's career, one thing has remained consistent.
Christmas songs are in our blood, baby! Like, I could write one off the top of my motherfucking head right now.
I hate to say it, Santa, but you're acting like a dick.
It's about the birth of the nicest Jewish boy ever.
Everybody blames the Jews for killing Christ.
And by the way, you're welcome. If we had not killed him, he wouldn't even be famous.
I don't think he's the son of God. I think he was still a nice boy.
I remember, even then thinking, it's not like we killed baby Jesus. I think really elves are Jews. I mean, there's no Christmas without Jews.
Christmas can suck my dick.
The War on Christmas is a complete fabrication invented by agenda-driven outlets to usher people toward their natural inclination to hate Jews.
Mistletoe! I love it!
Oh, yay, I'm so glad. To me, there's just no better way to celebrate Jesus' birthday than forcing someone to kiss you.
It says so in the Bible.
In 2015, Seth Rogen starred in The Night Before, a film about three friends who set out every Christmas Eve for a night of booze, drugs, and debauchery. It's typical Rogen fare, or at least it would have been if not for this one scene, which is said to be entirely ad-libbed.
Isaac, what are you doing? Don't do it, Mommy.
Morphac! Where's the Morphac?
No Morphac. There's no stop it.
Oh, Jesus, fuck me.
Is it still happening? It's still happening a little, yeah.
We did not kill Jesus!
During the promotion of the film, Rogen made a point of asking the Sydney Morning Herald, "Are we going to talk about the fact that you're speaking to 4 Jews out of 5 of us and we made a Christmas movie?" A detail Rogen went out of his way to make sure everyone knew. More curious, Rogen later admitted that he was proud the film offended white Christians. Together, these two statements are quite telling. Why is it important everyone know Jews were responsible for a film where Rogen pukes on the floor of a Catholic church during Christmas Eve Mass? It's almost as if he wants Christians to dislike Jews. Who cares if Jews make a Christmas film? Many of our best Christmas films were by Jewish writers and directors who loved the holiday.
That there actually is no such person.
Well, I'm sorry to disagree with you, Mrs. Walker, but not only is there such a person, but here I am to prove it.
Your days be merry. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
The night of profound love, which was the perfect night for giving.
Christmas Eve?
The miracle will happen, and then you'll want it to happen again tomorrow. You won't be one of these bastards who says Christmas is once a year and it's a fraud. It's not!
You're more of an elf than anyone I ever met. And the only one who I would want working on my sleigh.
In fact, one of my favorite films of the season, Scrooged, was written by a Catholic and a Jew, and directed by Richard Donner, who is very much Jewish. Which brings me back to Santa Inc. It's a nasty, ugly, mean-spirited attempt to rip apart yet another aspect of American culture and ultimately further divide us. On the wonderful place that is social media, there's been a lot of talk about how this is simply a bunch of rich Jews going out of their way to insult anyone who enjoys celebrating what is at its core a Christian holiday. At first glance, that is exactly what it looks like. The writer, director, most of the producers and the cast, they're almost all Jewish. We know this because Sarah Silverman and Seth Rogen told us so.
Made entirely, not entirely, but many Jews came together to create this. It's Seth Rogen and me and the creator and writer Ali Rushfield.
Silverman also went out of her way to make sure that we all know the elves of this story are Jewish.
And elves are Jews in this.
Not only that, they also explicitly stated that these elves are victims. You see, they're being treated like slaves by Santa Claus and his board, who are predictably all white, Christian, and male.
Santa and the board are all male and all white.
Maybe your mom didn't tell you. You're white.
Some people think of Jews as white, but I will tell you this. White people don't think of Jews as white.
Heck, one of the board members of the North Pole is a Catholic bishop. How creative.
Oh, I'm so happy for Timmy, the totally uninteresting white male choice that will do nothing for this company.
Predictably, Silverman and Rogen immediately cried anti-Semitism the moment negative reviews began to roll in.
That's some goy.
So what we have are two comedians who've made their fortunes spewing offensive jokes and then playing the victim when that same brand of tasteless humor gets thrown back at them.
There were so many anti-Semitic comments on the trailer that they posted on YouTube. They scared me. I'm not gonna lie.
This is especially true of Silverman, who has been playing this game for at least 2 decades. I mean, it's perfectly fine for her to say,
I hope the Jews did kill Christ. I'd do it again. I'd fucking do it again in a second.
but if someone on Twitter fires back with a 6 million elves joke, Silverman will begin barking words like anti-Semite and white nationalist and start weeping about what a victim she is.
In general, the world hates Jews, you know? But, it's nice to be an underdog, I guess.
Is that true, though?
Is it not?
I don't know, I'm not sure.
I mean, I think when stuff like Mel Gibson, when he said, Jewish stuff or anything like that.
But there's outrage when he says things like that.
There is outrage, but I think secretly...
Honestly, I think comedians like Silverman and Rogen want and need the average American to see Jews as the enemy. How else could you explain a scene like this?
More American kids believe in you than they do in vaccines or the Holocaust.
That's great!
If CNN is actually telling the truth this time around, 85% of American children believe in Santa Claus. Why would anyone think accusing children of being Holocaust deniers is funny? It's not. It's simply a cheap joke to support the notion that we're somehow a nation of anti-Semites. Seriously, aside from weed, sex, and Holocaust jokes, what else do these two have?
How I like to roll my joints. Not a cross joint or Christmas tree joint or anything fancy.
Both of them have spent their careers portraying Jews as spiteful, greedy degenerates, and Middle America as a bunch of gun-toting, inbred, racist Bible thumpers. The worst thing that could happen for their careers is for everyone to get along. Silverman and Rogen need to believe they speak for the Jewish community. But as the review scores for Santa Inc. have shown us, they most certainly do not. In reality, who Silverman and Rogen speak for is Hollywood. And Hollywood hates America. It hates religion, it hates the working class, it hates anyone who is not of them. What is Santa Inc. really?
Jew, shit, Jew,
White supremacist.
Third Reich.
Nazi,
White nationalist.
Fucking
Holocaust.
Just the latest attempt by coastal elites to profit off of hatred and division. You know what? I'll go a step further. I believe Santa Inc. was created with the explicit purpose of convincing Americans it's what the average Jew thinks of the rest of us. Don't believe me? Why else be so quick to label all who disliked their crass show as being Christian white supremacists and male? Are tweets like this racist and offensive? Sure, but no less racist and offensive than what passes for humor in Santa Inc.
Now what about our own Timmy? All he ever talks about is toys. I had no idea he was a history buff too. Until I saw his gift to Santa. It blew me away in about 6 million different ways.
The fact that they would try to associate America's favorite holiday with these things says a lot about the people who made Santa Inc. Even more embarrassing was Silverman's defense of the show when she tried to tie the backlash to conservatism, gun owners, the South, and, of course, Christianity.
Congressman Tom Massey, his Christmas card that he posted was his entire family, including his kids, holding AR-15s. But, that's not offensive to Christmas at all. No, but a couple Jews making an R-rated Christmas comedy. Yeah.
So a congressman mailed out a tacky Christmas card. So what? It doesn't change the fact that Sarah and her pals took a dump on a holiday that 95% of Americans celebrate. As I said, Silverman likes to play the victim and has done it for years. The only difference is she's cried wolf one too many times. Santa Inc. is a bad show, and it's guilty of doing all the rotten things Silverman and Rogen love to accuse the rest of America of being guilty of.
Christmas can suck my dick. We're loaded!
Tony, help your grandpa over here. I'm covered in bling.
Oh, I'm so happy for Timmy, the totally uninteresting white male choice that will do nothing for this company. I did it. I won. I'm going down in history.
Everybody's a sucker but me!
As a nation, America loves Christmas. It's that time of year when we gather together with friends and family to dine together, to recall memories, to create new ones, and to share our prosperity with others. And while it is a Christian holiday, I've never once been turned away for being atheist. Everyone is welcome to share and enjoy this celebration, regardless of religion or lack of one. It's one of the great things about the holiday.
There's nobody that likes blatant anti-Semitism more than Jews.
Right now, our country is horribly divided, but we've also been here before. In 1863, the American poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow penned what would become the song "I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day." Written at the height of the Civil War, the song tells of hearing Christmas bells ringing and finding hope amid all the chaos. He reminds us all to remember what the holiday is all about, a promise of peace on earth and goodwill to men. So I say let Silverman, Rogen, and the rest of the coastal elite stew in their miserable hatred. As for the rest of us, we've got a holiday to enjoy, so let's enjoy it to the fullest. So with peace on earth and goodwill to men, Merry Christmas, everyone.
And from the crew of Apollo 8, we close with good night, good luck, a Merry Christmas, and God bless all of you on the